bro. You could, oh, damn, son.
Yes, yes, sweet fortunes. I'll get an extra goddamn monitor so I can smash one.
This guy.
And you just feel like you can't trust the game. Man, this game can be absolutely brutal. Hey everyone, Johnny here, and I'm with Smith as we launch our brand new YouTube channel, Best with a Buddy, where we cover all things co-op. And since we are a new channel, if you could do us a solid and hit that like button, we would really appreciate it.
Games aren't getting any cheaper, and with every new release fighting for your attention, we're here to break down the best and worst of all things co-op. Today, for our pilot episode, we're diving into Slay the Spire 2. Real quick, this is literally our first video on this channel, so please let us know if there's bits you do or don't like. We would really appreciate the feedback, and we really want to make this channel your primary stop for all things co-op.
I tried using my last shiv on you, but I can't.
Sorry, you're stuck with me. And for those curious, Slay the Spire 2 is a roguelike deck builder that supports up to 4 players, climbing the floors of the spire, defeating enemies, and building their decks and relics through a series of random rewards and challenges. For better or worse, no two runs are ever the same. The perfect build from the last run can get you killed at the first boss in the next. It's unforgiving, brutal, and a ton of fun. Dune all over again. Okay.
God damn.
He didn't even take us both at the same time. He came back for seconds. That's crazy.
This is where we check our co-op board for the game, breaking down the sort of key facts as quickly as possible so you know what you're getting before you dive in. So, the co-op modes available in Slay the Spire 2 is online only. Unfortunately, there is no couch co-op. Shared progression. Different games have progression measured in different ways. This one is a bit of a yes and no. If you're both playing together and you achieve things at the same times with the same characters, you will unlock them, and unlocks that you keep are kept on single player. So if you unlock cards with a character in multiplayer, they will be available in single player, but if your friend unlocks cards for a character and you're not playing that character, you will not get those cards. The accessibility, this is more about the sort of cost to entry, the overall price of the game, and whether or not it's got a friend pass or any game sharing, anything like that. The accessibility on Slay the Spire is average, no game share or friend pass, but it is a reasonably priced game by today's standards. Next up, time to co-op, because nobody wants to wait an hour when you get in from work to jump into your game. The co-op on this one is immediate. As soon as you and your friend download the game, you can begin playing together without any delay whatsoever. Always online. This is mostly for the survival games where one of your friends has to be online all of the time in order to play. That's not typically the case here. You can still play solo, you can still play online with other players, but it's not an always online game typically, but you do need an online connection to play it. Last but not least, restrictions. This is for games with tethers or anything like that. There's no restrictions in this. Both players can play the game fully without any restrictions or drawbacks at all.
It's raining ships. Hallelujah.
Damn, Smith, you love that shiv build.
Hey man, I don't choose the cards choose me.
Speaking of choices, we're going to go over a few of the things that we love about Slay the Spire. And I love choices. This game, if you don't like choices, if you cannot make choices, you're not going to like it. But for a guy like me who likes gambling, there's choices basically every direction. Where are you going to go on the map? What card you going to take? What deck you going to build? What relic you going to get? All of these choices are gambles because sometimes you don't actually end up getting what you want. But for me, that's what keeps me coming back. I love the amount of choices in this game, the amount of events, quests, literally everything. Even the shop is basically a gamble. It is a gambler's paradise.
For those of you that aren't a gambler and you have to play with a gambler, it sucks because they make stupid choices like trying to fight a giant robot for a quest key rather than just taking easy money and running. Johnny gets swiped a lot with his little gambling antics. For me, the card enchantments as well, actually, I quite like those. Those aren't really sort of gambling, but it's a good choice on buffing certain cards with extra attack or extra defense. That's a real part of the game I enjoy. And the multiplayer focus, the sort of tiny little features such as picking a path on the map. You can both make a different choice and then it just chooses randomly, so no one player directs it. If you're sick of your mate or your other half choosing things, you can just argue and just go from there. It's the same thing on relics. Every treasure chest has 2 relics and you'll play a rock, paper, scissors game if you both choose the same relic. And this kind of synergy of teamwork goes throughout the entire game. You are really encouraged to pick your characters and sort of plan your attacks together to really make it all work. And there are multiplayer cards as well, which are obviously brand new to Slay the Spire 2. They're not always useful or cheap, but in a pinch, some of them can really help you out.
They can definitely be useful when you get those 0 cards. Like, for instance, you get a 0 card that gives your partner energy. And it's like, well, now he gets to keep moving, so you can get these enemies dead even quicker. And the other thing to mention on it is a really simple sequel. One of the only things that they really add, they added new cards. They added a bunch of new stuff. It's a new game, but it's also very similar to the last one. But it's just with co-op. And I think that's really smart. You had a banger, why not just give the banger co-op? And then one last thing I want to mention, because I like simple things, is that you can draw on the map. Drawing on the map is great because Smith likes to set a route so that we can avoid certain things, which is great because I'll just go whatever direction. I really don't care. But also I can draw things on the map like this.
I'm just saying, if you spend 100 hours playing this with a buddy and nobody draws a penis on the map...
Are you really even bros?
Right, dude. Well, there's a lot to love about Slay the Spire 2. It's not all fun and games. Here's what we don't like, and I'll start this off with the HP balancing. The enemies get a absolutely massive increase to HP on multiplayer, which takes away some of the sort of mathematical charm and efficiency of the single player. When you're fighting some of the enemies, like the slugs, you can sort of know that if you've got it in increments of 6, 12, 18 damage, you'll be able to kill them in one turn, stunning the other one. It kind of loses that without a real high level of communication, which can slow things down a lot. And it kind of feels like not all of the characters are created equal. I know Johnny has a particular issue with one character.
Yeah, the robot guy sucks. The defect is the appropriate name for that guy because he doesn't do... He's got this little orb thing that does damage, which in single player might be fine, but you're doing, let's say, 9 lightning damage a turn, okay? But the enemy's got like 130 HP. So we need to spend like 10 rounds somehow surviving just for this guy to actually do any damage. And then you got to luck into upgrades. You got to luck into so many cards with him to feel even... Viable's not even the right word. Like, I just don't want to feel like a burden. And every time I play that creature, that thing, I feel like a burden. I won't do random because of him. This is a game I actually would like to randomize because I like most of the characters, except the defect. Now, maybe it's just because it's an early access thing, but I really did not enjoy him.
There's a few early access woes, sort of the lack of unlocks as you go through the higher ascension, so you're just completing the maps with more and more difficulty modifiers. You don't really unlock a whole lot, and it kind of feels unrewarding, and you're just kind of struggling through. And a lot of the animations just have the same attack animation. So you throw a massive rock, sword attack. You do an uppercut, sword attack. They have already added a lot of new animations since the start of the early access. So these aren't really things holding the game back overall. It's just things that we're going to have to sort of wait and go through. But I guess there are other issues that aren't specifically early access. I know you've got a couple of problems with the buffs, Johnny.
I mean, I'm hoping a couple of them are early access. Let's talk specifically about Slippery. So in single player, apparently this isn't such a big issue, but basically what Slippery does is you always do 1 damage and you need to break this Slippery buff off. So let's say they have 39 stacks of Slippery. You need to break every single one of those before you can do actual damage, which is insane. Then the other one, Intangible, where they just take 1 damage no matter what you do for the whole thing, can just ruin your whole deck. Now it only lasts 1 turn, and most of these you can get on yourself. It just takes a lot to get going, and I don't know, it's very anti-fun, I feel like, when you're just like, yes, I'm finally set up, I finally got everything ready to go, and then boom, cool, he's intangible for a turn. Awesome. Be vulnerable first, actually. Oh wait, it's stupid fucking goddamn it. Intangible. So for those of you paying attention, Slay the Spire 2 is going to be great for masochists because the game's brutal and you're going to suffer. But if you like suffering, hey, you're going to like that. Fans of the original game because it's basically more of Slay the Spire, except that you get co-op, which is great. And then, of course, people who are addicted to that. One more run. Just one more run. You want to go to bed? Too bad. One more run. All right, I'm going to bed.
Dude, you can't end it on a loss, man. That's the rules. One more run. If none of that sells you on Slay the Spire 2, this game's probably not for you. Deck building is off-putting for some, roguelikes aren't for everyone, and this is more about the perfecting of the merging of these genres than reinventing the wheel. The story is shallow and buried deep within all sorts of little hidden bits and pieces, which is cool if you can seek them out, but it's not very clear, and the unfair nature of getting screwed by random elements completely outside of your control may prove more frustrating than fun for some.
Oh my god.
Really, bro? You had one job, Johnny.
You can't see my cursor? You can see my cursor. Why did you go to mine?
Because I'm the main character. You go to where I go,
why
bro.
wouldn't the main character go to the fight?
So, Johnny, with everything said and done, and after probably 200 combined hours in Slay the Spire 2, what is your final score? How much fun did you have?
S+. Easy S+. This game is one of those games that I have to stop playing because it's going to take over my life. It was fun for those 200 combined hours, and it is still very fun, but I think I'm going to wait for more new stuff and see what happens from here on out. What about you, Smith? How much fun did you have?
It seems a bit of a cop-out for such an early video, but straight in with the S+ as well, man. I think for an early access game, this is incredible. They knocked it out of the park with the first one, and I love the simple Let's just build the second one with a bit more on it and add in the co-op. I think it's a really well done game, and I very much look forward to what they're coming out with in the future.
All right, that will do it for our pilot episode of Best with a Buddy. Please leave a comment down below and let us know what you thought, and we will be back with another episode soon.
Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one.